If you want to truly understand what a man deeply longs for, stop trying to read his mind and start learning the language of connection. Because when you discover how to communicate through touch, not only through the skin but through emotion and the heart, you awaken a powerful feeling inside him, something he may not even realize he has been missing. Touch is not only physical, it carries emotion, it carries comfort, it carries meaning. And when a woman over 50 understands this quiet language, she does not need to compete for attention or constantly seek validation. Her presence becomes naturally magnetic. Today we will explore 5 meaningful places to touch a man that can create desire, emotional closeness, and a deeper sense of respect. This is not simply about attraction. It is about creating a bond that feels safe, powerful, and unforgettable. The back of a man's neck carries a deeper meaning than many people understand, especially when it comes to trust, affection, and emotional connection. It is not just another part of the body, it represents vulnerability, closeness, and a doorway into deeper intimacy. When you, as a woman with wisdom, confidence, and life experience, gently place your hand on the back of his neck, you are communicating much more than a simple touch. You are sending a quiet but powerful message. A message that says, I notice you, I appreciate you, you can feel safe with me. That small area where the neck connects with the base of the head is often where tension builds. It is where stress hides after exhausting days. It is where the weight of responsibilities, expectations, and silent struggles can collect. So when your hand reaches that place during a peaceful moment, you are not just making contact with him, you are offering comfort. You are helping him feel calm. You are reminding his mind and body that he does not always have to be strong every second. And this is the part many people overlook. A man is not only looking for excitement, he is also searching for peace. Especially as he grows older, emotional connection becomes just as important as physical attraction. He wants to feel accepted. He wants to feel understood without having to explain every thought and every feeling. When your hand gently rests on the back of his neck, especially during a quiet and unexpected moment, you create a feeling that stays with him. You give him permission to relax. You give him a moment where he does not have to perform, prove, or carry the world on his shoulders. He can simply exist and feel cared for. That kind of connection is rare, and rare things are remembered. Here is something worth thinking about. The neck is one of the most instinctive and sensitive areas of the body. It is a place people naturally protect because it represents trust and openness. So when someone allows that gentle touch, it is not only about the physical sensation, it is about the emotional message behind it. The real power is not in the hand itself. The power is in the intention, the timing, and the feeling that comes with it. A touch filled with genuine care can speak louder than many words, and sometimes the smallest gestures create the deepest memories. In nature, many creatures protect their neck because it is one of the most sensitive and exposed parts of the body. So when a man allows you to gently touch that area and remains relaxed, it can represent a feeling of comfort and trust. His mind begins to recognize you as someone who feels safe, someone who sees beyond the confident outside and notices the person underneath. That is why such a small gesture can carry so much meaning. You are not trying to control him. You are creating a moment of closeness. You are not trying to overpower him. You are giving him a feeling of balance and calm. And remember, it is not only about the place where you touch, it is also about the way you touch, the softness of your fingers, the warmth of your hand, the peaceful energy you bring into that moment. All of these details create the real impact. This is where your quiet confidence becomes powerful, because your touch does not need force to be unforgettable. It needs sincerity. It needs care. It needs the calm strength that comes from years of understanding yourself and others. That is what creates attraction. Not trying to impress, not trying to compete, but being fully present. When you stand close to him and gently place your fingers near the base of his neck, you are creating more than a physical reaction. You are offering emotional comfort. You are reminding him that even the strongest person needs moments of softness. Even the man who handles everything sometimes wants a place where he can simply relax. And when he experiences that feeling with you, something begins to shift. He becomes less guarded, he becomes more open, he feels free to show the person he truly is. And that kind of honesty is where meaningful connection begins. Now imagine this happening in a simple, everyday moment, not during a dramatic or romantic scene. He is preparing coffee in the kitchen. He is sharing a story about his day. He is thinking about something that happened at work. He is simply standing there, focused on his own thoughts, and you walk closer and gently rest your hand at the back of his neck. That small action can communicate something deeper than a long speech. It quietly says, I am here with you. I notice you. I care about what you carry. And those moments often stay in a person's memory because they feel genuine. This is not about creating attraction in a shallow way. It is about creating a feeling of being appreciated, respected, and accepted. Not just for his achievements, his responsibilities, or everything he does for others, but for who he is when nobody is watching. The back of his neck can become a place where comfort, trust, and connection meet. It is a small gesture with a much bigger emotional meaning. You do not need complicated techniques or perfect timing. What matters most is your intention. A peaceful heart and a caring presence can transform a simple touch into something meaningful. When your touch carries kindness and understanding, it becomes a memory, because many people touch with the hope of receiving something back, but a touch that gives comfort without demanding anything feels completely different. And that difference is what makes it powerful. So the next time you are close to him, do not underestimate the small moments. Let your hand gently rest there. Let your actions speak the words that are sometimes difficult to say. I am beside you. I appreciate you. You can be yourself with me. And notice how a simple moment of connection can create a stronger bond, deeper trust, and a feeling that brings two people closer. Touching a man near his heart is not just a loving gesture, it is a silent message that can reach deeper than ordinary words. The chest area, especially over the heart, carries strong emotional meaning. It represents a place connected with feelings, memories, and the parts of himself that he may not always show to the world. When you, as a woman with wisdom and emotional depth, gently place your hand there, you are not simply touching his body, you are reaching toward the side of him that often stays hidden. You are connecting with the part that wants to feel understood. Many men spend years learning to appear strong, controlled, and unaffected. They are often encouraged to hide their emotions, ignore their struggles, and keep moving forward no matter what they feel inside. But beneath that strength is a person who also wants care, acceptance, and emotional safety. When your hand rests over his heart during a quiet moment, something meaningful happens. You are reminding him that he does not always have to carry everything alone. You are showing him that he is valued not only for what he provides or accomplishes, but simply for being himself, and that feeling can be incredibly powerful. When you place your hand over his chest with genuine warmth, the most important thing is not the movement itself. It is the emotion behind it. A calm, loving, and present touch can communicate something rare. It can say, you do not need to prove anything right now. You do not need to be perfect. You are accepted here. And for many people, that kind of acceptance is something they deeply remember. Think about it. How often does someone truly make us feel seen without asking for anything in return? That is why small gestures can sometimes create the strongest emotional connections. Your touch becomes a reminder of peace in a world that often feels demanding. It becomes a moment where he can lower his defenses and simply exist. So when you reach for his heart with care, you are not just creating a romantic moment. You are creating emotional closeness. You are creating a space where honesty and trust can grow. And sometimes the smallest touch at the right moment can say what thousands of words cannot. It can say, I see you, I value you, you matter to me. And that is the kind of connection people remember long after the moment has passed. And that feeling of peace can awaken something powerful inside him. Not only attraction, but a deeper emotional connection that feels meaningful. This type of bond is not limited by age, time, or outside circumstances. It reaches beyond those things. It quietly tells him, I am not afraid of your emotions. I can accept your honest feelings. I value connection more than pretending to be perfect. And there is something deeply attractive about a woman who can recognize both sides of a man, his confidence and his vulnerability, his strength and his softer moments, a woman who respects his ability to lead, protect, and handle life, but also gives him a place where he can simply relax and be cared for. This kind of touch can affect him on a deeper level, because the heart is not only a symbol of emotion, it is also a physical rhythm that responds to the energy around it. When your hand rests there, he feels your warmth. He notices your presence. If you are calm, that calmness can create comfort. If you are carrying stress, he may sense that too. This is why the emotion behind the touch matters so much. When you approach him with peace, he feels that peace. When you offer kindness, he feels the kindness behind your action. That is the quiet power of genuine feminine presence. It does not need to chase. It does not need to prove itself. It simply creates a feeling. And this kind of meaningful connection can become even more powerful for women over 50. Because with time comes wisdom. You begin to understand that you do not have to demand attention to be noticed. You do not have to compete to be valued. You know that true attraction is not only created by appearance, but by emotional depth, confidence, and the ability to create comfort. You understand that passion without emotional closeness can disappear, and closeness without affection can become distant, so you bring both together. You offer your presence, you offer your care, you offer your heart in the moment. When you place your hand over his chest, near his heart, you are giving him a reminder that connection can become stronger with time, that affection does not have to fade as the years pass. It can become more meaningful, more mature, and more real. Now imagine doing this in ordinary moments, not only during romantic situations. Maybe you are sitting together quietly and you gently place your hand there for a few seconds. No explanation, no big speech, just a simple moment of closeness. Or maybe he is sharing something difficult, and instead of trying to solve everything, you simply reach out and place your hand over his heart. That small action can communicate something powerful. It says, I am not here to change you, I am here to understand you. And sometimes that message can reach deeper than any advice or conversation. Over time, this simple gesture can become a special reminder between the two of you, a quiet way to reconnect when words feel unnecessary, a small sign that even when life becomes stressful, there is still comfort, trust, and understanding between you. And do not be surprised if he starts looking for that connection again. Maybe he reaches for your hand and places it there himself, not only because of how the touch feels, but because of how he feels when he is with you. He remembers the calm, he remembers the acceptance, he remembers the feeling of being truly noticed. And that is what makes a person unforgettable, not just because of physical attraction, but because they create a safe emotional space where someone can finally be real. Another place that carries surprising meaning is the inner part of a man's wrist. It is one of the most gentle, overlooked, and emotionally meaningful areas you can touch. Once you understand the quiet message behind this simple gesture, you discover a different kind of connection, one built on trust, patience, and presence. The inner wrist is a delicate area. It is soft, it is open, it is naturally sensitive. It is also a place where the heartbeat can be felt close to the surface. When you, as a calm and emotionally aware woman, touch that area slowly and intentionally, you are communicating something without saying a single word. You are saying, I notice you, I respect your presence, I feel connected to you. Unlike gestures that demand attention, a touch on the inner wrist is subtle. It does not try to impress. It does not force a reaction. Instead, it creates a quiet moment between two people, and sometimes those quiet moments are the ones that stay with us the longest. When you gently hold his wrist, softly brush your fingers across it, or simply rest your hand there with care, you create a feeling of safety and closeness. It tells him, you can relax here. You do not need to pretend. You do not need to hide parts of yourself. That kind of message can be incredibly meaningful because many people spend their lives playing different roles. They work, they provide, they solve problems, they carry responsibilities. But underneath all of that is a person who still wants to feel understood. A simple touch can remind him that he is more than his duties, he is more than his achievements, he is someone who deserves connection, care, and appreciation. The inner wrist also has a physical sensitivity because of the many nerves in that area. A gentle touch there can create a calming sensation and bring attention back to the present moment. It can help someone move away from constant thinking and into simply feeling the moment. And this is where your presence becomes powerful. When a woman knows how to slow down, listen, and connect without rushing, she creates something rare. She becomes associated with peace in a world that often feels overwhelming. She becomes someone who brings comfort. Think about the small moments where this kind of touch can happen while you are walking together, while you are talking about your day, while you are sitting quietly beside each other. It does not need to be dramatic. It does not need to be planned. The beauty is in its simplicity. True connection is often created through the smallest gestures. Throughout history, the wrist has been connected with life because people check the pulse there. It is a place where we feel the rhythm of being alive. So when your fingers gently rest there, it can feel like you are paying attention to the rhythm of your connection. You are saying, I am present with you. I am not afraid of closeness. I am willing to understand the person behind everything you show the world. And that kind of attention is something many people deeply remember, because in a world where everyone is rushing, being truly present with someone is one of the most powerful gifts you can give. I am not afraid to feel. I trust my emotions, and I trust you enough to let you understand me too. And here is what makes this gesture so meaningful. It is unexpected. Many men are not used to receiving this kind of gentle attention, especially in a place where the touch feels thoughtful and intentional. They may expect the obvious signs of affection, but this is different. This small gesture can quietly capture his attention because it feels personal. It surprises him in the best way. It creates a moment where he feels noticed. It communicates, I am not only interested in what you show the world, I want to understand who you truly are. And that kind of connection is something people remember. You do not need dramatic words or impressive actions. Sometimes the softer the gesture, the stronger the impact. Maybe you are sitting beside him and gently reach for his hand, allowing your fingers to rest near his wrist. Maybe you hold his hand while he shares something important. Maybe you simply stay connected through a calm, meaningful touch while looking at him with warmth. These moments may appear small from the outside, but they are often the moments that create the deepest bonds. They create comfort. They create trust. They create a feeling of being emotionally safe with someone, and that feeling can become incredibly powerful over time. This type of connection can feel especially meaningful for women over 50 because life experience brings a different kind of confidence. You begin to understand that true closeness is not created by rushing or trying too hard. It is created by being present. It is created by enjoying the little moments that most people overlook. When you touch his wrist with calmness and genuine care, you are not only creating attraction, you are creating respect, you are creating admiration. He notices that you know how to slow down and appreciate the moment. He feels the difference between someone who wants attention and someone who offers connection, and that difference is powerful. The most beautiful part is that there is no perfect technique. There is no special formula you need to follow. What matters is your intention. When your touch comes from kindness, patience, and honesty, it carries a completely different message. You are not trying to take something from him. You are giving him a moment of peace, and people can feel that difference. So the next time you are close to someone, whether it is a new connection, a long relationship, or someone you are still discovering, do not underestimate the simple act of reaching for his wrist. Let it be gentle, let it be natural. Let your actions communicate what words sometimes cannot. Because in that quiet moment, you are not just touching his hand, you are creating a feeling that reaches much deeper. And that is what makes a connection truly unforgettable. The lower part of a man's back may seem like an ordinary place, something most people rarely notice, but it can hold a quiet and meaningful form of connection when touched with care and intention. The area near the lower back, just above the waistline, is often connected with comfort, support, and closeness. When you place your hand there with warmth and confidence, you are not simply creating physical contact. You are offering reassurance. You are creating a feeling of partnership. This area represents a place where strength and relaxation come together. It is where someone carries themselves through daily challenges, where tension can build after long days, and where the body often holds the weight of responsibility. So when your hand gently rests there, the message is not about control. It is about support. It says, I am beside you. You do not have to carry everything alone. And that kind of quiet reassurance can be deeply meaningful. It is not about leading him or changing him. It is about walking with him. It is about creating balance between two people who choose to support each other. Think about simple everyday moments. You are walking together and place your hand lightly on his back as you move through a doorway. You are standing beside him while talking with friends, and your hand briefly rests there to show connection. You are cooking together, passing by each other, and you offer a small touch that says, I am here with you. These gestures may seem effortless, but they communicate something powerful. They show that you are present. They show that you are connected. They show that you are moving through life together, not ahead of him and not behind him. Many men carry invisible pressure. They handle responsibilities, solve problems, and often feel the need to stay strong for everyone around them. A caring touch on the lower back can become a reminder that they also deserve comfort. It says, you can relax for a moment, you are supported, and that feeling becomes even more meaningful when it comes from a woman who understands her own strength. A woman who has experienced life's challenges and learned that softness is not weakness. It is a different kind of power. When you offer this kind of touch, the goal is not to create a reaction. It is to create a connection. It is a way of saying, I respect you. I appreciate you. I am walking beside you. There is something deeply attractive about a person who brings calm into someone's life. Someone who does not create more pressure, but creates a sense of peace. Whether you are spending time together at home, attending a gathering, or simply passing by each other during the day, that small gesture can carry a meaningful message. It says, I notice you, I support you, I am here. And sometimes the smallest actions create the strongest emotional memories. You do not need grand displays or dramatic moments. A simple, sincere touch can speak volumes. Because in that quiet connection, he does not only feel your hand, he feels your care, your understanding, and the truth behind your presence. And that is the kind of feeling that stays with someone long after the moment has passed.